The great palace of Vorex stood in silence. No alien dared enter its inner courtyard, where the Fountain of Eternum shimmered like liquid light. It was said to hold the essence of the ancients, a creation of beings that ruled before time, whose power drove entire civilizations mad. When humanity arrived on Vorex 9, they were treated as scavengers, low-born, outsiders in a galaxy ruled by bioengineered nobles. Among them was Commander Rian Hale, a human mechanic turned-soldier who was known for his defiance. After years of servitude under alien masters, he had one rule: fear nothing. One stormy night, during an uprising in the capital, Rian and his squad breached the palace walls. The alien guards fled, terrified of the cursed fountain that glowed in the center of the throne room. They whispered legends, that anyone who drank from it would cease to exist. Their souls scattered into the void. Rian didn't care about legends. He was bleeding, half dead, and surrounded by corpses of his men. The air trembled with alien sirens and plasma fire. He stumbled toward the fountain, drawn not by logic, but by something ancient that called to him. The water shimmered like molten silver. It reflected not his face, but 1,000 faces of humanity through time: warriors, scientists, explorers. He didn't understand, but something inside him whispered, "Drink." Without hesitation, he cupped his hands and brought the liquid to his lips. It was cold, painfully cold, like drinking the core of a dying star. His veins lit up with radiant blue fire. His scream echoed through the palace as symbols of an unknown. Language burned across his skin. Then, silence. The storm outside stopped. The entire city froze mid-motion. Every alien soldier fell to their knees, clutching their heads as an invisible force crushed their minds. And then, from the shadows of the palace, a voice spoke, not in sound, but directly into his mind. "You have no idea what you just became." Rian collapsed, his eyes glowing with the same light as the fountain. Humanity had just awakened something. The galaxy had long forgotten a power no alien empire could ever control. Rian's body convulsed as light surged through him. His heartbeat thundered like war drums, echoing in the emptiness of the palace. The voice, ancient and infinite, continued to speak within him, layered and deep like the hum of stars colliding. "You drank from the fountain of origins, forged before the first empire, before the first sun. It was meant for those who could bear the core." Rian gasped, clutching his chest. His veins pulsed with pure white light. The air itself bent around him. Walls vibrated. The palace's crystalline structure began to hum, responding to his heartbeat. He felt every atom in his body realign, his bones denser. His senses expanded beyond flesh. He could feel the gravity of the moon above, the magnetic fields of distant ships, the blood flow in creatures miles away. Outside, alien commanders watched in horror through surveillance drones. The human, the one they had, mocked as primitive, stood at the center of their most sacred ruin, radiating energy that cracked the sky. "Impossible," whispered Archon Tyrell, the Vorexian High Regent. "The fountain kills all. How can a human endure it?" "Because," murmured one of the scientists trembling beside him, "humans adapt. That's what they do." Inside, Rian rose slowly. His once brown eyes now glowed with silver streaks. His voice came out deeper, layered with echoes. "What am I?" He whispered. The presence inside him answered, calm and eternal. "You are the carrier, the seed of continuum, the one who remembers." Rian saw visions, not of the past, but of evolution. Humanity's timeline flashed before him: fire, flight, data, war, unity, and the leap into the stars. Every human who had ever defied extinction burned within his mind like constellations. He saw what no alien could: the truth that humanity's strength was never born from superiority, but from struggle. He stepped forward, and the floor melted beneath his feet, reshaping into new patterns of energy. The entire palace began to shift, machinery awakening after 1,000 dead years. Outside, the alien armies took aim. Plasma cannons locked on target. The order came: fire. 1,000 beams of light rained toward the palace. But before they could strike, a pulse erupted from within, a blinding wave that disintegrated the incoming blasts like dust. The aliens screamed as their ship short-circuited, Their weapons turned to slag. At the center of it all, Rian stood untouched, surrounded by a halo of liquid light. The ancient voice whispered once more, "The fountain chose you, human, and through you, your kind will rise." Rian lifted his gaze toward the alien fleet above and clenched his fist. The stars themselves seemed to tremble. Humanity was no longer a species. It was becoming a force of nature. The alien fleet filled the crimson skies of Vorex 9. Thousands of ships hovered above the palace, their cannons aimed downward. The High Regent's voice thundered through every channel, trembling with fury and fear. That human must be destroyed before the core binds to him completely. But Rian Hale was beyond their understanding now. He stood in the shattered courtyard, the glow around him growing brighter than dawn. The palace trembled, and the fountain behind him rose into the air, its liquid light spiraling around his body like living energy. He could feel the galaxy, every frequency, every heartbeat, every dying star. The fountain had awakened something buried deep within the human genome, something no alien race had ever possessed: limitless adaptability. The voice of the ancient presence echoed again inside him. "You are not chosen by chance. Humanity was designed to evolve, endlessly. You are the final proof." Rian raised his hand, and the ground cracked open. The city's energy reactors flared to life, syncing with his heartbeat. Every human across the galaxy, workers, soldiers, colonists, suddenly felt a surge in their blood, a whisper in their minds. "He is awake." Above, the alien armada opened fire. Beams of plasma, antimatter shells, orbital lancers, all unleashed at once. The explosion shook continents. For a moment, it seemed as if the planet itself had been erased. But as the smoke cleared, the impossible revealed itself. A colossal sphere of light surrounded the palace, shimmering like a sun within the storm. Rian floated at its center, untouched, eyes glowing silver white. The energy around him shifted, reshaping into countless floating fragments, the remains of the fountain itself, now orbiting him like satellites. He spoke, and his voice carried across space. "You called us primitive. You enslaved us. You feared what we could become, and now you will learn why." With a single motion, the shield expanded outward. Ships vaporized on contact. Entire fleets blinked out of existence in a burst of white fire. The alien empire's network collapsed, their technology shorted by the resonance of human-born power. And then, silence. The voice within him whispered one last time. "The fountain has chosen its bearer. Now, humanity will ascend." Rian descended slowly, the glow fading to a steady pulse in his chest. Around the galaxy, every human felt the same pulse within them, a connection to something greater. The age of servitude was over. Rian looked to the stars, a faint smile forming on his face. "Let them come," he whispered. "Let the galaxy see what humans truly are." The fountain born had risen. Humanity had evolved, and this time, it would never kneel again.